It was October in the year 2020 when I met a man who changed my perspective on life. I met him in a hospital room. It was the morning. I was drinking my coffee and he was staring out the window, and I joined him to stare out the window. It was a really beautiful view. It was a beautiful view of the trees and the sun. And then we began talking. Mind you, I did not know this man, but we just began talking. And I saw him. He was sitting in a wheelchair with tubes coming out of him. There was a feeding tube, there's a catheter, and there's a PICC line. And a PICC line is like a line that goes through your central veins, so it could feed you IV, antibiotics, and other medicines. So I saw this man, and I asked him what had happened to him. And apparently, he had gone into an accident at work. See, he was a construction worker, and while on the job, he had gotten crushed. He was in between two heavy, I don't know exactly, I totally forgot, but he was explaining it to me. And he was in between it, and he broke a whole lot of bones. He crushed a couple things in his body, and I think he even broke his spine. So I see him sitting in a wheelchair, and when you look at him, obviously he looks weak because he's sitting in a wheelchair. He has all these tubes coming out of him, but when he was talking, you could sense the power in his voice. You could sense the confidence in his voice. You could sense he knows himself. He was determined to get back up on his feet. He was talking to me about his future plans, about switching from construction to creating his own business he was trying to become like a towing company or something. That's besides the point. But we finished our conversation and I go back to my room. A week later, I see this man. I see this man walking, all the tubes out except for the PICC line, and he's finally eating. I saw him walking first, but he told me he could finally eat. He's allowed to eat. And he was so desperate to eat before. He was telling me about, he always smells these people's foods when they come for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. And he's not able to eat because of what happened. But a week later, he's able to eat. After that life or death situation, he's able to get back on his feet, walk by himself, and eat. That was his determination that got him back up on his feet. That was his motivation to get better, to live a life full of joy and not take it for granted. And he when I first saw him in the wheelchair, like I said, he looked weak, but he was so confident. He was confident in the future and confident in what he was about to conquer in the world. And it's like he was believing it. He was believing all the things he was saying. And that's why he saw the outcome of what he was believing. He was able to get back on his feet. If he were to mope around and be sad about why he was in that situation, he wouldn't have been back on his feet eating with all the tubes out. He probably still would have been there for a couple more weeks. Maybe he could have even died, for all we know, because again, I keep repeating, it's a life or death situation that he was in. And that just got me thinking, anything is possible. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter what doctors say to you, no matter what human beings in general say to you, it's God above all. So when you have that connection with God, when you have that communication with God, where you know with all your heart that you're able, through that strength, to get back up on your feet and to do anything you want, to conquer any mission you have, then you will do it. You will succeed in doing it. But if you tell yourself you can't do it, you'll be in a stagnant position telling yourself, oh, when is this going to happen? It'll never happen because you're not telling yourself it's going to happen. You're asking when it's going to happen, and you're not making any kind of moves to make it happen. So right now, It's like about 7:30 a.m. and I decided to go on a walk. I haven't slept one bit, but I'm very grateful because I get to walk, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing to live life. Yeah, it can get hard, but you gotta tell yourself it's not gonna be that hard. Anyways, I hope the best for all of you. Keep your head up. You will do amazing things in this life. I promise you.